Welcome, people of YouTube. Have I got an interesting video for you? I've been crunching a lot of numbers, looking at a lot of different builds, just checking out different things. I think the DPS calc is partially broken and doesn't really know what it's doing here. But I just wanted to compare the supposedly meta super broken air build, and it definitely is very strong. I think it'll be really good, and if you want to go that route, that could be an amazing option, especially in early game. It doesn't really require that much to get pumping. Just any kind of prayer gear. You don't even need all of this to have insane DPS. But I made another build called the Hound of Recoil, or what I want to call it is the Hound of Retribution. And what it is based on is, instead of going magic, you go Fang of the Hound, and then you get like Torva, you could get Sunfire, you get Justicure, you could even do Blood Moon. All of it has decent damage. I think Torva is the strongest, but depending on if you want to go to Nex, you might not want to farm it out. But I just wanted to show you that even with things like, and this is, by the way, with minion running, but even without minion running, very comparable, very comparable. I mean, it's huge DPS. I think people are totally sleeping on this Fang. And this is what I've cooked up, which you don't even need to take this 2-tick. Obviously, this is a 40-point build, so this is way along. You could tweak things. I might not go this because since you can't attack from 2 tiles away, it's kind of a waste. But either way you go here, I'm not really getting value out of this node. I do think this is useful though, because we want the attacking with a melee weapon or thorns has a 10% chance. You get both of these nodes, you have a 20% chance. You're attacking with a 2-tick weapon that has a no delay special attack. So you're building up special crazy fast. You've got special attacks have a 20% chance not to consume energy. Also, so you're going to spam it even more often. 1 tick faster. So it's like 2 ticks, right? It's increased, damage is increased by your strength level because it's one-handed. We're also dipping into increased by 50% of your war and prayer bonus, which is why Sunfire or any kind of prayer gear will probably work too. You'll just take more damage if you're wearing like no gear that just gives you prayer, like monk's robes, right? But could still work. Could still work with protection prayers. Can still work. And then if you overheal, because you're going to get a lot of hits from Thorn, you're getting a lot of chances to proc healing with the weapon. And then I've thought about taking Eternal Sustenance, even though I know people have been saying it's like kind of troll. But I really think you take this Thorns build and you're just doing extra damage for free, not having to do anything. Potentially reflecting back, you have a 0.1% chance per defense level to reflect all damage back to the attacker. So with 99, it's going to happen. And that's going to be just random damage. And then you're doing 3 damage plus your total defense level. So calculator is saying if it's just 1 thing attacking, you have 5.8 DPS a second. But look at this special. Look at this special you're getting to spam. And this is magic, right? So you've got melee, you're doing magic, which is why I have these burn spells, because it's going to apply a fire spell, and so you can stack burns, which I thought would be super cool. And this is why I'm a little bit worried about doing this and not having some sort of sustain. I don't know how well this is going to sustain. This is just theory crafting. I haven't been able to test it at all. But I just think it could be really fun. You're just doing a bunch of damage. You're taking a bunch of damage. Every time you take damage, you're potentially healing. Every time you deal damage, you're potentially healing. You're attacking crazy fast, and you have a max hit capability of 94 with the magic attack, and 130 with the regular, if these calcs are right, which is crazy. So I think people are really sleeping on some of these later builds. And the coolest part about this build is that for you to make it work, you really just need Kandarin and Escarnia. And you could take whatever you want to take otherwise. You don't even have to spec into the magic. You could spec into something else. I don't even think it drops the damage off that significantly. It's still pretty solid. You could go Wildy. You could go for whatever your favorite raid region is. I thought about going Mauritania or Desert. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I might go Zaya. Also, Zaya could be fun, but Mauritania could be really fun too. So I'm not really sure on the raid region. I have time to decide as I go. I kind of want to see what friends and other people that are playing go, and I may just pick based off of that. Endless Harvest, Hotfoot, Map of Alacrity. You could even go Evil Eye. I just think you're gonna have a lot more sustain than you think you are in this leagues. So I don't even know if Evil Eye is that amazing. Um, Evil Eye or Mac of Alacrity is just so much better than Bank Highs. I'm going Butler's Bell. I have to work and stuff, right? I'm not a primary content creator. I'm just a nobody. So this is nice when I'm at work and doing things where I can't pay attention, like cooking, paying attention to my cat, working out, stuff like that. You're just getting constant. Any of these AFK skills, I just think are so much stronger. If you're a streamer and you play all day, every day, for 8 to 14 hours a day nonstop, then there's a whole different set of skills you can tank. But for tank, you can take. But for the regular people like that just work and want to have fun, I don't know how far you want to go. But Endless Harvest kind of fixes a lot of your production skills. Hotfoot or Woodsman, you could go either way, right? They're both good. Depends on which skills you hate worse. I've thought about taking Woodsman. I might take Hotfoot. We're gonna see. I'm really certain I'm gonna take Butler's Bell. I'm positive I'm taking Larcenist. I really want to take Coaling Spree, and then I don't think Flow State is gonna be that amazing unless you're going for like total points. And with this build, I really think you can take Eternal Sustenance so you have infinite food. And so while you're taking all that burn damage and stuff, when you need to, you can just eat. This is also Eternal Sustenance. People keep saying it's like such a bad relic and it's so terrible. And again, it's like if you play all the time and you are like a PVM god, say you're Bodhi, a cold one, settled, I solo mission, right? Evie Scape. Okay, maybe not Evie Scape. No, just kidding. Just kidding. He's a god. We watched him. He's a Venezuela. I mean, he can starve himself to death in order to get money. So that's got to count for something. But if you aren't somebody like that, that is just has every single PVM encounter like completely memorized, this is a great tool that you can use, Eternal Sustenance, to basically go in and do any content and basically face tank, plank, suck so bad. And I know it works because I used it in Gridmaster and was able to do the Inferno and the Colosseum. I haven't played RuneScape in a while, and I just recently came back. I took a big long break. I've made a chunk account, and I've been playing this chunk account and been having a lot of fun with it, which I am going to be creating more videos off of that, but that's for a different video. But I played Gridmaster, and that shark was so clutch. It saved me so many times. It really helps you be able to learn different things that otherwise you would just get punished for and be out of the content, have to restart, go through all of it again. So you can really get to the boss fights and things like that. I think it's definitely underrated. And in tier 8, you've got Minion, Flask of Fervor. I think Executioner, I don't know. If you raid with a lot of friends all the time, it would be nice for somebody to have Executioner to kill the raid boss, right? But other than that, I don't think it's that amazing. Minion is really good because it picks up and notes everything for you. So incredible. And Flask of Fervor, I have been thinking about with this build going the Hound of Retribution, you are going to be hitting a bunch. And with that being said, it might not actually be that bad to take Flask of Fervor. And it would be pretty cool to have some typeless damage, 180 typeless damage if you get 99 prayer. But you don't have to do this. You know, you could pick what you want. I don't know if I'm going to pick Eternal Sustenance. If I don't pick Eternal Sustenance, I'm really thinking about taking Soul Harvest just so I can get 99 prayer super easy and rune crafting um, for points. But you don't need Grimoire, right? This last region is basically free. You could take any raid region you want. If you don't want to do a raid region, you could take Wildy, Tyrwin. I mean, the sky's the limit. You could even do Fremnik. I think Fremnik is going to be the least picked of all, personally. And if you pick Desert, you get Dragor Blowpipe, which is also going to be an incredibly strong weapon. You get the Shadow Flame Quadrant, you get the Fang of the Hound, you get the Infernal Tech Pottle. I mean, it's giga busted. And even with Prayer Gear, I mean, look, the 4 DPS difference. You don't want to screw with Torva, you just want to do whatever. You're still hitting 46 DPS per second. This is going to be coming up often. You're going to be able to spec a bunch. You're getting 2 hits. 2 hits. Potentially. Max hit 119. Max hit 130. You know, and again, this is not including Minion. You put Minion on here, you're getting about 6 extra DPS. 45 DPS per second. To kill Amoxicillin, you're literally killing it in 15 seconds, 14 seconds. I mean, it is going to be burning through. To give an example, this is supposedly the god tier build, right? And it's pretty freaking sick. I will say, it's pretty nice. You don't need a lot for it to be really cooking. And I don't even probably have the best gear you could possibly have, but it just goes to show you this is really good. Even with this other build down here, this is only a 12-point build. You're already at 22 damage per second. So you are still incredibly strong. even with this, before even getting any of these other skill points in here. So I think people are way underrating this build. And if you want to just smack people with a dagger and just go crazy and be burning them with fire spells while you're smacking them with a dagger, full melee, just in their face. No, you're not going to have any range. So that's why I don't know if Zaya's going to be the best, because you're not going to be able to really kill Ohm with it. And plus, like, what are you really getting from Zaya? So I really think this build does better with, like, Toa. Just because Toa is such a nice raid. It's easy to do. You can solo it. Um, yeah. And you could tweak. There's so many possibilities with this. The main thing is to take the one hand. The rest of this you could dabble with, change it around. I've moved these quite a bit. I put some prayer penetration on there. It would be nice. I thought about removing some more off of here and seeing if I could get a little bit more prayer penetration. Just so because I could probably go like here, or pop over here and take another one here, or maybe go down here and hit those, but I'd have to remove other things, and I don't know. I thought I have this on here too, by the way, for in case you want to use like a fire staff, since you have that shadow flame, 2 ticks, fire spells, go to town with it. You don't need a lot of this other stuff. You could even do something where you remove, like, say this, it doesn't actually remove that much damage. Put blood spells on there. That's a way to heal back. You take desert as your region. Now you've got ancient magics. So you can just have the quadrant in your inventory, swap to it, sap back all the heals too, and maybe you don't even need to take eternal sustenance. It's very possible. It's just, since it's so theoretical, I'm not sure. I just thought it would be super cool to have this build, and I just wanted to show it because I see a lot of the same kind of builds, and some of them look cool, but this one's like double dipping. You're doing the thorns thing, and you might be healing off of it and just dealing. It's going to be really nice when you go into multi combat too. You get attacked from a bunch of different things at once. You're just splattering it all. I can think of, like, in Toa, when you're in the monkey room, the Baba room, um anything that attacks really fast, boss mechanics that hit you. You're just constantly chipping away at the bosses, etc. Doing like 6 DPS, maybe even more than that, with recoils, etc. Um, I just think it's going to be really strong. It's going to be super fun, and I'm really kind of sold on it. Early wise, I think, like I said, you could go air build. I think you could also do a water build. You could also go, you get 3 respecs, right? So you got things to play with. I'm going to try and theory craft some. I might use some of those points, but I might also just try to make something work with magic at first, because I think magic is just pretty easy. I think if you go into water spells or air spells, you pretty much can't go wrong early on, as well as like going into the crossbow tree could be really solid too, considering you start in Varlamore. So that's really where I'm at on it. I just wanted to show. I mean, even with Justiciar, right? It's like it's barely worse. So, you like doing TOB. You don't want to do next. So you just go get full Justiciar. And it's still nice. I mean, it's just there's so much potential here. Fire cape. I got a fire cape on this one too, by the way. I don't even have the infernal cape. You put the infernal cape on, it's even stronger. So again, this is the build. You can mix it around. You could even take this over here if you want to. You lose a little bit of DPS, which is why I decided maybe it's so accurate I don't even really need to take that. And that's why I was taking some other stuff over here like this, right? Um, but you could mix it around and try some different stuff there. You if you don't want to take blood spells, take more penetration, can't be bad, right? Um it's hard to remove stuff from the rest of here, but you could even potentially remove this defense node here. And now you've got 60%. 60% prayer penetration plus the build. It's still cooking. You've only lost 5 permanent defense levels. Who really cares? I mean, I kind of think it might do better too, one way or another. I don't think it really matters. But yeah, it always hits twice, dealing 50% of its damage in the second hit. I just think this thing isn't even calculating it, right? Because, like, all recoil and thorn style deals an additional damage equal to 1% of your total defense. So, like, defense bonuses. So, with Justiciar, that's what I forgot about this. With Justiciar, I really think the recoil damage is more than what it's saying here. So you get a DFS, you're doing all of that. You get Justiciar, and then you're just rocking this dagger and just effing people up. Who needs a Den's Bulwark? You get to just slice people and dice. And not to mention, I forgot. Did I forget to tell you this? Go look over here. Fire spells apply 1 burn, and bounce up to 2 nearby targets. So not only are you burning it, but every hit with the Fang of the Hound has a 5% chance to cast Flames of Cerberus at the target. It's a fire elemental spell, max hit of 10, which can be increased with elemental weakness and magic strength. When this effect is triggered, the magic damage is dealt without needing to pass a secondary accuracy. So it's just like it's randomly doing that. Then it's got its special, which is instant hit with guaranteed chance to cast Flames of Cerberus. So you're just doing like an excessive amount of magic damage. Excessive amount. It's gonna be so dope. And like literally, you can take whatever you want. All you need is Candor and Asgarnia. You can kill all the bosses. The only one maybe is Kriara. I don't think you can kill Kriara with this. But if you take like a magic build first, you go farm out everything with a magic build. And then you switch over once you can kill Cerberus. Once you do Culling Spree. Because magic is going to be really powerful this league. So it just makes a lot of sense. It's all going to add together into just an amazing thing. You don't take Eternal Sustenance. You don't think it's useful. Maybe I won't as I run into it. You could take Conniving Clues. You could take Flow State. Really anything, Soul Harvest. Anything that you feel like is going to help. And boom, bada boom. And I do think with Flask of Fervor, by the way, you're going to be getting it down a lot, which I'll show this too, because I didn't even show that. But if you go over here to my big bad boy and you pull it up and you see that's the current fervor a minute. So pretty solid. Pretty solid, all things considered. About 120-second cooldown. So 2-minute cooldown. It's pretty good. Is it the best though? I don't know if it's going to be better than going minion. I just think minion's going to be really nice this league, and they really souped it up. You take it as Garnia, right? You're kind of like getting free Zamorak items too from Zamorak, right? From fighting the Zamorak boss in the God Wars dungeon. So you're getting a bunch there. You're going to get fill in the rest with clues. It's going to be so easy to get the 5 items. It would blow my mind if it takes a lot of work. And so you are going to be getting massive damage. It's noting everything. It's picking it up for you. It is the ultimate AFK. There is nothing better than just chilling. I might even do some pet hunting with this, because I have in the past on other accounts. I've pet hunt during leagues instead of even going for points. Famously, I killed Scorpio 2 leagues ago in Trailblazer. I killed Scorpio over 7,000 times to get that pet. But let me tell you, when I log in on that account, day one, I'm going to be flexing that Scorpio pet, and people are going to be jealous, mad jealous. I don't even have the Wildy unlocked. Um, but no matter what you pick, you're supposed to have fun. I really don't think you can go wrong with most of this stuff. This is just what I'm going. I think it's going to be fun. I might take Mauritania instead of Desert. It's really going to depend on what my friends pick, because it would be fun to do raids with other people, right? And obviously, as we get into the leagues, I am going to try and make videos when I have the time to try and cover some of this. There's so much, so much. I've messed around with a lot of builds. And by the way, I do think there's some stuff here which it's not even, I really think some of this stuff is broken when it comes to calculating. Like, it's not calculating the damage correctly. But like, this is my water build, which, DPS not so good. Just to put it in perspective, it's less, but I really don't think it's calculating this higher percentage you have, 20% damage at 100% health. Um, it says it's assuming that maybe it really is. You could mess around a lot with this. Take prayer penetration. You could spec into different things like taking crossbows or taking a 1-tick bow. Really depends on where you go. The beauty of magic this year is that you just don't need that much. You just need Kandarin. All the rest of this, like, you can put Blue Moon. It doesn't actually decrease it that much. It's not as much as you would think. I mean, look at that. Like, the you're getting Confliction Gauntlets for free. There's just so much you can do here. You can dabble with so much stuff. And then you've got air build, which is like you don't even need to do anything in order to do that. But look, with air build, you could take a bunch of different things, have like a 1-tick weapon, have 60% prayer, have burn. You could spec into water here and heal yourself. I think air build magic is really going to be strong this year. You could get rid of all of that, because I did do the DPS checks, by the way, for, let me check. Where is it? Oh, there's some really good bow builds too. Like, look, the Drygor blowpipe. It's really much better than people are giving it credit. The King Sibo, I did get it up to 595 damage. I mean, that's a crazy, crazy damage. I think this could be a super good build too. You're healing. I even spec'd into doing bows a little bit here. Just in case you want to use if you take that, you can take the recur. You can go Corinne, right? Wildy and Desert, which I know that's 2 raid regions. So like, or like Zaya, Desert. Wildy. Some people might not want to do that, right? But then you could get a bow that is actually really strong too. It's not nearly. It's better than the Bofa. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Dabble, but look, King's crossbow. People are people are underrating it too. They say it's like a meme build and it's just not gonna work and all this. And I'm like, guys, I think you're crazy. And you don't even need an anguish. The anguish doesn't even help that much. You can just do a fury. Um, you don't even need spiky van braces. You could just do a regen bracelet or like God. Confliction gauntlets don't even really make it's like this doesn't even do that much, right? It's crazy. You don't even need the ring really. It doesn't help that much. It's already so broken. You could take whatever you want. I think this is going to be a very fun build too, and I have seriously considered taking it. But I might do it with my second account. So I am thinking about playing two different accounts, and I'm gonna have one that's like even more. I'm gonna basically set them up to both be AFK, so I can play one seriously, and then the other one just kind of like dabble. And so I may take Wildy on my main, and go for pet hunting on the main because that's the one that has the Scorpio pet. Keep working towards getting different, and go for this King's crossbow build, which would be fun too. All that being said, Hound of Retribution, it's slept on. People aren't. I haven't seen a lot of builds or people talking about it. They're like going this Howley build, and all right. I mean, it's cool, but it's 7 ticks, guys. It's 7 ticks. It's gonna feel cool, but it's kind of like no. Okay, is it 5 ticks? It's 5 ticks. It's kind of cool, but this is gonna be attacking 2.5 times for every one attack. Blind bag only procs every 25% of the time. So every 4 attacks. I think this is just better. I think it's going to do more damage. All the damage calcs, I don't know if it's not calking out it properly, but anytime you have a really slow tick weapon, I think it's kind of a meme build. It might be really fun. It'll probably be super bursty. But your best bets, air build, water builds, a mix of that, because you can kind of take all of it if you take the Shadow Flame Quadrant and just take Kandarin. You can do whatever you want with your other regions. This build allows you to take Asgarnia and Kandarin, and that's pretty much all you need. You don't even need any of the rest of it. You could take whatever you want, whatever raid you want. Although I think it would be sucky to do Zaya because the Olm head is immune to melee damage. So that would be kind of sucky. But Toa, easy peasy. I stayed up. It's 3 in the morning. I'm supposed to be asleep. I'm going to work on this, post this video. I'll put it up. Check it out. We'll see if anybody even listens to this long rant. All right. Peace. Like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. I've got that upcoming chunk series that will be beginning. I am going to take a hiatus to play leagues, but we have been working on it. And we are getting close to conclusion in the first chunk. We're making huge progress. All right. Peace, peace, peace.